Psychiatric medication and mental illness carry a lot of stigma in our society. According to Publishings and Psychiatric Services, this stigma causes a wide range of people to believe that those with mental health problems are dangerous and hard to talk to, which simply isn't true. The decision to seek a prescription is rarely simple, and the process is different for everyone. The more stories told, the easier it is to believe that psychiatric medication is a legitimate and often essential part of treatment for mental health problems.
Okay, my medicine story.
I remember kneeling on my puke green living room floor at 16, begging my parents to allow me to see a doctor for my feelings, or lack thereof. Such a crushing and dark sadness had been following me for months, and if I didn't do something, I was going to explode.
When I was about 13, I started cutting myself. I would get anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and I'd feel really depressed, and I would hurt myself.
I was 10 the first time my mother actually allowed meds to be on the table. She wanted to wait until I was at least not a child, which makes sense, just to make sure it wasn't just I was going through a phase or it was just a weird developmental thing that went away, you know?
Their advice was super helpful. Think happy thoughts. Any medication they put you on will make you different. It won't help. Pharmaceutical companies are only in it for the money. You're stronger than that. And worst of all, it's our decision. You're under 18. You're not going to see a psychiatrist before then. This conversation is over.
As far as getting medication, it wasn't really a struggle for me. I actually had a very good mental health experience my first time around with psychiatrists.
I realized I might need help with this. This is an oh shit moment. So I went to my mom and I told her that I really wanted to get medication.
When I did end up on medication, I ended up on basically all the wrong medications.
6 months before I graduated high school, I finally got my psychiatrist appointment, where I was officially diagnosed with major depressive disorder and general anxiety disorder, and put on 40 milligrams of fluoxetine, more commonly known as Prozac. Mind you, this was after a 20-minute lecture from my monotonously unhelpful psychiatrist, telling me that I could just be imagining all of this.
She didn't want to take me at first, and doctors didn't want to give it to me at first either. But I got it, and it really helped. It made me feel a lot better. I felt more alive. I could actually feel things. It helped me. They were very hesitant with it. But I don't think they were very unhelpful. They weren't very helpful either, though, because they would talk to my mom instead of me about what was going on in my head, which didn't help me to understand it.
Within 2 years, my medication needed adjusting. I needed a new psychiatrist, and he turned out to be quite the opposite of unhelpful and skeptical. On the contrary, he doubled my Prozac dosage, he prescribed me 50 milligrams of Adderall per day, and cycled through 3 other medications that he thought would help me.
Like an entire cocktail of medications. I tried one antidepressant that actually made me more suicidal. I went on the one that I stayed on for like a solid 3 years, but it didn't help with my anxiety enough, so they put me on an anti-anxiety medication that actually gave me horrifying nightmares. So they changed that to a take as need tablet, which was pretty good, and then they added another pill onto it that didn't help at all, so they tried to give me another one, and then finally they just upped the dosage on my original antidepressant because that was what I needed. I just needed a higher dose.
There's a lot of stigma about medication that it makes everything like rose-colored glasses, but that's very much not the case.
I got accepted into colleges. I graduated. I moved to an entirely new city and started a new life, something I would not have been able to do without my medication.
Like, I always preferred being off the medication because, like, yes, I was feeling pain, but at least I was feeling it in a familiar way.
I'm pretty happy with, the baseline that my medication gives me, and it still takes work to, fight against depression and anxiety. And the meds like aren't a magic fix all, but I honestly wouldn't trade them like for anything else.
They were my team. That's all it was. It was a team helping me to beat my depression. Made of little blue and yellow pills. It worked.
I'm working on getting to a better place with the help of some serotonin and dopamine in pill form. For some people, it's easy. For some people, it takes years. There is no straight path to follow. I'm not alone in my crazy roller coaster ride of trying to be correctly medicated, and I am not ashamed to tell my story.